It is just after midnight in Hamburg, July 1943. The city is silent in a way that feels unnatural, not peaceful, not calm, controlled. Major Friedrich Keller stands on the upper platform of a massive concrete anti-aircraft tower, one of several built to dominate the skyline. From here, he can see most of the city spread out beneath him. Rooftops pressed together, narrow streets winding between darkened buildings, the harbor resting like a black mirror in the distance. Hamburg is under full blackout. No lights, no movement, no sound beyond the wind. For months, this has been Keller's routine. The same climb, the same cold concrete beneath his boots, the same scan of the horizon, night after night, hour after hour. Most nights end the same way. Nothing happens. Small alerts, false contacts, occasional distant aircraft that turn away before reaching the city. The men joke quietly. Coffee grows cold. Dawn comes. Hamburg remains standing. Tonight should be no different. Yet Keller cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. It is not fear. He has felt fear before. Sudden, sharp, unmistakable. This is something else. A pressure, a sense of imbalance, as if the night itself is waiting. He rests his hands on the railing and lets his eyes adjust to the darkness. The city looks fragile from up here, vulnerable in a way maps never show. He thinks of the people below, families sleeping in basements, workers scheduled for early shifts, children who have learned to ignore sirens because they have learned that ignoring them makes life easier. Keller knows that lesson. War teaches it quickly. He lifts his binoculars and begins his scan. North, west, south, east, slow, methodical. Every movement practiced until it feels automatic. This is how survival works, not through panic, but through repetition. Behind him, the crew moves quietly, men check instruments. Others stare into the sky, trying to see what the darkness hides. No one speaks loudly. Even conversation feels risky, as if noise itself might invite something unwanted. Berlin has been sending new reports lately. Entire skies filled with aircraft. Cities burning for days. Attacks designed not to hit targets, but to overwhelm. Keller pushes the thought aside. Reports are reports. Reality is what you can see. The wind changes direction. At first it means nothing. Just a shift against his face. Then something else reaches him. A vibration so faint it could be imagined. Keller lowers the binoculars and listens. It is not sound, not yet. It is pressure. A distant hum that sits beneath hearing, more felt than heard. Keller's body reacts before his mind does. His muscles tighten, his breathing slows. This is familiar. Too familiar. He has heard this before, far away on other nights, in other cities. Behind him, footsteps approach, hesitant. An operator clears his throat. Herr Mayer, radar contact. Large return. Keller does not turn. How large? The pause is answer enough. Bigger than anything we've seen before. Keller closes his eyes for a moment. Then he raises the binoculars again. At first, the horizon is empty. Then small points of light appear. Steady, deliberate, advancing. They do not flicker. They do not drift. They hold formation. More lights appear. Then more. They begin to stack. Rows forming behind rows. Depth revealing itself slowly like a curtain being pulled back. Keller's mind races, calculating faster than words can form. Altitude, speed, spacing. This is no raid. This is not reconnaissance. This is something else entirely. He lowers the binoculars and tilts his head upward. The sky above Hamburg is no longer sky. It is traffic. Wave after wave of bombers move overhead, so dense they blot out the stars. The night is no longer open. It is filled, structured, occupied. The sound grows. Engines merge into a single continuous roar, not loud yet, but immense. It presses against the tower, vibrates through steel and concrete, settles deep in the chest. No one speaks. No one needs to. They are watching the future arrive. Keller finally exhales. This is the war. Not the war of briefings, not the war of front lines and symbols. This is war brought directly to the city. He knows what this means before anyone explains it. This is not about factories or rail lines. This is not about targets that can be rebuilt. This is about breaking something permanent, the city itself. Keller reaches for the phone. Mass formation confirmed. High altitude, numbers beyond calculation. The line crackles. The reply is immediate. Full alarm. Sirens explode across Hamburg. They tear through the silence with mechanical violence. Lights flicker on in panic. Doors slam open. People run half-dressed into stairwells, clutching children, grabbing whatever seems important in the moment. On the tower, Keller raises his arm. All batteries, engage! Searchlights burst into life, slicing through the darkness, locking onto moving shapes above. Flak guns open fire, their rhythm relentless, shaking the tower with each discharge. The first bombs fall moments later, distant at first, then closer. Explosions ripple outward, rolling through the city like thunder. Warehouses vanish. Streets fracture. The harbor ignites as oil spills catch fire, turning water into flame. The night becomes bright. Too bright. Keller shouts orders, though he knows they no longer matter. The guns fire continuously. Bombers fall, some explode, others burn as they descend. But the formations do not break, they keep coming. The sky does not empty. It thickens. Smoke rises until it merges with cloud. Firestorms begin to form, pulling air inward with terrifying force. Entire neighborhoods turn into furnaces. Oxygen vanishes. People collapse where they stand. The phone never stops ringing. Hospitals overwhelmed. Fire crews trapped. Streets impassable. Water pressure failing. This is not defense, this is endurance. From the tower, Keller watches the city dissolve. Streets become rivers of fire. Buildings collapse inward. Shelters fail as heat consumes the air inside them. Hamburg is not being damaged. It is being erased. Keller grips the railing as explosions shake the structure beneath him. His training offers nothing now. There is no maneuver for this. No counterattack. No victory condition. War was supposed to be fought by armies. Tonight it is fought by gravity and fire. Hours pass. Eventually the roar fades. Engines retreat. The sky empties once more. Below, Hamburg continues to burn. There are no orders left to give, only watching. The attack would become known as Operation Gomorrah. More than 40,000 civilians would die. Entire districts would vanish forever. Major Friedrich Keller survived the war. But like many who looked up that night, he would later say that was the moment everything changed. Not because a city fell, but because the rules of war collapsed. From that night forward, war would no longer belong only to soldiers. It would belong to the sky. And when the sky becomes a weapon, there is nowhere left to hide. World War II was no longer just on land or at sea, it was above everyone.